Laura A. Grace, and I am a writer and reviewer for Beneath the Tangles, and I am super duper excited that you're here. We are doing a manga review, and I am so excited to just gush about this manga, spoiler free, which I confess will be hard because one of my favorite aspects of this manga is a spoiler, and I can't even talk about it, but that's okay. In case if you're curious, so I'm doing this manga review because here recently we went manga shopping and I opened up a series of polls on my Instagram account at Laura A. Grace Author, and one of the genres and themes that won was mystery. And so this title that I'm going to be reviewing today is a mystery, super fun mystery if I might add, and that manga is Rozi in the Labyrinth. I hope I'm saying that right. I feel like I'm always saying that word wrong, or it's just said differently from different people, so bear with me if I totally just said that wrong. But I loved this manga. It is like the perfect cute spooky read, which I feel like is almost an oxymoron because, you know, usually when you think of spooky, you don't think of cute, and maybe creepy is a little bit more a better word to use. I'm not really sure. I feel like sometimes they can go, spooky and creepy can go together, but this was the perfect blend for me. But in case if you're not familiar with this manga or know what it's about our main character here. Her name is Rozi, and look how adorable she is. She's so cute, and she is in this labyrinth. She is a human, and that does actually play a role in the manga, but she's a human little girl, and she lives here, and she lives with her guardians, Chemin, I think that's how you say his name. Then you have Mur, and then you have Kay, which is an animated doll. Mur is actually sort of like an older brother, though he looks like an adult. And then Chemin, he's not the oldest, but he's basically the primary guardian and caregiver of this family. They live in the labyrinth, and the guy here, Chemin, he goes and sort of investigates things and mysteries that are going on in the labyrinth to make sure that nobody is getting harmed or getting hurt. And of course, Rozi, being the cute, adorable girl that she is, she wants to also go help him. She wants to be able to explore on her own. But they're the labyrinth really is a dangerous place. It's not safe for you to go explore and wander by yourself. And so it's sort of their everyday life. So I guess maybe a slice of life mixed in with some mystery of them living in the labyrinth and just what they do. Yeah, day to day. I never thought about it being a slice of life until I said that. But there's not a lot of super hardcore action in here. But oh, I loved it. It's not a super hardcore mystery, I feel. There are some mystery things that go on, and I do like the mystery aspects, and I really do like how they do investigate different things that are sort of going on. One chapter was all about that, and it was so good. It was so just incredibly unique. I honestly don't even know where to start with gushing about this because, again, I loved it. I was so shocked. So I have to do a shout out to my friend Maeve at Ever Reading. She recommended this manga to me a long time ago, and she was like, it is so cute. She's like, I really think you would like it. And Maeve's recommendations have been on point. As you guys saw, it's probably been more than a few weeks ago, but when I read Fairy Tale Battle Royale, she also had recommended that to me. And I feel like she just gives such good recommendations where I didn't realize that I don't actually mind sometimes reading things that have a little bit of a creepier or spookier edge, but I need some cuteness. I need this manga to balance it all out, because there was never a moment where I felt like I need to have all of my lights on in my house and was paranoid to be by myself in the dark. I didn't have any of that, okay? Because I am a super big chicken. I don't like being afraid. I don't like reading or watching things that make me scared. No, that's just a no-go for me. But Rozi, she is the heart of this manga. She is the heart of this story. And I feel like the labyrinth is usually, when we think of that, it's a really dangerous maze. Usually, if somebody goes in, they're going to die. That. I feel like that's almost sort of a unwritten fact in a way. And there's things that happen. I'm not going to talk about that because it's spoilers. But there's, things that happen. But Rozi makes this place just really incredible to want to learn more about, even when there is danger afoot. You're just Rozi sees everything through the cutest lens, and you're oh, they're super cute, even though they're like super dangerous. And I really liked that. I felt like because she's looking at it this way, and I wouldn't go as far as to say magical, but she makes it known that she loves the labyrinth. She loves the people and the creatures and the things that the labyrinth does. She really, really loves. It is absolutely my favorite part of like this manga. Like, I love the characters. I love everything. But oh my goodness, the history of the labyrinth and how the labyrinth came to be. Like, I don't know how much I can say, but it was my favorite part. Like, I genuinely loved it. And there is one part I think I can say that is not a spoiler, because it was just, I guess why I think I love the labyrinth is because I really felt like there was Christian allegoricals, like, or allegory woven in to this story. I don't think it was done on purpose, but it spoke so much to me, maybe because at the time I was reading this or trying to read this, it was a really stressful week, and I was really questioning some of the decisions I had made because they impacted like me financially and my life as a whole, and I just really didn't know if I was doing the right thing. I was questioning that, and so there was a conversation talking about the labyrinth, and I'm gonna read it because I absolutely love it, and I feel like it is just so impactful, not just for this story, but like I said, I felt for my life personally, and it's not a spoiler, so I can actually say it. This is only one part of the conversation because reading it all, I'm like, that would maybe be spoilers, but this one I can say, and this person / creature says to Rozi, "Paths have no meaning without anyone to walk them." And I don't know, I love that. I really, really do. It really spoke to me, and there's more to that conversation. Like, I actually took a picture of that and sent it to a friend. I was like, this is so relevant to where I'm at, and just a reminder, you know, to walk the path that you feel you're called to walk or that you're choosing to walk with conviction, and that this is where you feel you need to be, and that you don't have to second guess or question if this was where you were supposed to go. Maybe your path will go somewhere else and you'll be doing something else, but that doesn't, you know, if you're walking it and you feel it has no meaning, then you're going to feel lost. And it goes more into that, and actually into that conversation. And I just loved it. I'm not 100% sure if that all made sense, but it was a very meaningful just conversation to me that really impacted me. So with all of that, it ties into the labyrinth, and it ties into why the creatures or the people look like they do. As you can see here, Chemin has cat ears, actual cat ears, and he also has an actual cat's tail. I can't talk about Kay. Kay's an interesting guy, and then Mur has the cat ears, and even Rozi does, but they're not real cat ears. But there is such just excellent word building that ties in all with that, and just absolutely loved it. I really, really did. And talking about Chemin, I'm not sure how much I talked about him so far because I'm just so excited, but I really liked his character a lot. Like, it's hard for me to say who is actually my favorite character. I love Rosie's joy. It's just so beautiful to read. It makes me just smile and happy, and I'm just like, I'm glad you're there. And Chemin, I really liked as well. There is more to him that is a mysterious air, and I'm hoping that that is explored more as the manga continues. I think there's 3 volumes. I do have volume 2, and the night that I finished reading this, I went and pre-ordered volume 3 because I'm like, I just want more of this. I feel almost in a weird way it's like a comfort manga, and that's probably because of Rozi. But back to Chemin, who we were talking about, and I got like sidetracked there for a second. I really liked his character. You see a little bit of backstory through something fun that happens only in the labyrinth with Rozi, and it reveals something about Chemin, and I was just like, this dude, there's so much more to him than honestly meets the eye. Like, I don't even know. Like, my heart aches for him because I feel like he's struggling, but we don't really necessarily see that as a reader. And I did skim through a little bit of volume 2, and I think that that the manga is going to explore that more, which I'm very excited about. But I also just love just his character as a whole. He's really cute in a way, and I think there was even someone that mentions that like based off what happens when a human goes to the labyrinth, that he doesn't actually look bad. And I'm pretty sure it was Jack. And this is why I struggle of who is my favorite character, because I love Jack. Jack is a hoot. He is an old friend basically of Chemin, and I want to show a picture of Jack because like I said, I just love Jack. But this is him here, and this is also him here. And he is funny. He is as bright as Rozi in his own funny and humorous way. And I just really, really enjoyed his character. You know that there's going to be humor when he's on the page, and I'm really hoping that we will see more of him as the series progresses, because him and Chemin make an interesting duo. I could say that. And I loved a chapter that was involved with both of them. That was really, really interesting. And talking about Jack, one of my favorite panels actually involves Jack. And the art in here is absolutely stunning. Look at this. Look at this. I love just how this page is. I know that probably sounds weird. It's just his back. But the way it just conveys the emotion of what is going on in this moment was so good. It was so good. I also feel like it sort of revealed a little bit more about what Jack does by him having the tools on his belt. But this manga as a whole was so incredibly fun. It has a little bit of like, I guess, a magical element. It does. I would say it does, because look at all these different bottles. We have different things in here. And again, that word building in the labyrinth. I mean, there are just some really, really fun places just that they visit. And it's interesting just to see how the labyrinth affects a person or a creature. And I felt like the final chapter was very interesting because it sort of took a little bit of a different turn, and you find out more about why the labyrinth is a little bit more safer where they live. And referring to where I'm talking about our characters here. I am very curious to see if there's going to be more about sort of this new character that's introduced. They're definitely a very minor character, but they play a huge role. And I don't know, I guess because we sort of, in the previous chapters, had just been, or our main characters have been just sort of like solving a little bit of the mystery element, or we're exploring the labyrinth. There wasn't like a lot of stakes, maybe is the right word, but I feel like a little bit that there is a little bit more sense of an urgency in that final chapter. And I did feel like that continued a little bit with what I read in the beginning of volume 2. So all in all, I loved this manga like so much. Like I'm shocked that I waited so long to actually like read it and pick it up. And I just want to say thank you, Beneath the Tangles, for this opportunity to pick it up and finally read it. I am hooked. I'm invested. Let's say investigated. I'm invested, and I just highly recommend it if you're like, well, I don't really like spooky things, but maybe this, spooky season, you're like, well, I want to be a little bit daring, which has been me, I feel like, this year. And you're like, I want something that is just has some of those spookier elements but doesn't creep you out or make you scared. Rozi has your back, and she's not going to let you be scared. This is just a very fun and imaginative tale, and I love what's being done. I love the mystery element, and we're investigating things, we're exploring things, and Rozi is just experiencing this world through childlike eyes. And I hope that it speaks to people of just, of our humanity and the paths that we're on, and that it's never pointless, and that we can cling to hope and just have faith and be thankful for our family and our friends that are with us on our paths, and that we're really never alone. There are just so many good things, and I just love it. But totally let me know, have you read this manga? Have you read other manga that are sort of like a cute mix with spooky? I would love to hear those recommendations. And again, if you have read this, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. I hope that you loved it. And if you haven't read it, I hope you will pick it up and totally let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. Bye!